Hello, we wanted to share a way search listening can be used in practice. So what is search listening? It is fairly up and coming, but it uses Google search data to essentially establish interest over time, as well as how people feel. Google data is vital as no one can escape being Googled these days, and people always tell Google the truth, as well as asking it questions. Auto suggestions are the suggestions that appear when you start searching and can tell us a lot about what people have been searching for. You can find your competitors as well as establishing how people feel. Here we look at Greenpeace versus. We can see Friends of the Earth as number one, which would suggest that they are the organisation with the closest likeness that people are picking between. For non-profits, donation data is key, so to see the suggestion when you put charity and donation is important. Here you can see that cancel came up as just a second suggestion, so this would be worth exploring over time as to see why. Search interest shows you the index of search interest from 1 to 100 over the time period, as Google doesn't release volumes, but the index is based on volume, interest, other trends and location. And we can use this to establish peaks, as you can see, August here. When we looked at the related queries over the peak, we could see Amazon rainforest. We know that this is a query related to Greenpeace, so the conversations people have will also be of interest to Greenpeace's audience too. So we can use social listening to explore the Amazon rainforest conversations to see the top hashtags. So Greenpeace could use or adopt these hashtags in their posts to reach this audience that are talking about the Amazon rainforest, who are likely to be interested in Greenpeace too. This enhances the chance of virality, which is where the post spreads across a vast amount of people at speed with shares. On the topic of virality, WWF had a viral post which you may have seen, which referred to the outcry of Notre Dame and the lack of outrage for the Amazon rainforests. The impact was huge and achieved over 100,000 petition signatures. WWF said it raised 1.2 million and 54% of donors were completely brand new. Similarly, the petition signatures were mostly new, and there was a boost in awareness, followers, and influencers. What we do know is that emergency appeals that have gone viral online and have achieved the biggest donation income. So here we're looking at the Amazon rainforest post, which I was talking about, and the Amazon Rainforest Fund received 1.3 billion and had 3.4 million mentions. The bushfires had 5.2 million mentions and they received near $500 million. However, Cyclone Idai only had 72.8 thousand mentions and they actually only had 43 million achieved with that. So all three disasters were huge, and actually Cyclone Idai was quoted as one of the worst tropical cyclones. So it's interesting to see that there are other factors involved, and this is just speculative, but ones that have gone viral online, like bushfires and the Amazon rainforest, have a huge awareness and do actually receive high amounts of donation income. So key takeaways. It's always important to be listening so you don't miss out on the trends, because if WWF hadn't been doing this, they wouldn't have been able to use the Notre Dame outcry in their post, and they wouldn't have been able to see that it went viral so fast, because they did have to put things into place like a donation button, and they had to tell the people what they were actually going to do with the donation money. So they had to be following what people were saying and sharing. The second thing is always measure and track your success and benchmark against people. And the ROI, we just have to treat it a bit differently with social, more for reach, outcome and influence, because the awareness can be so important, but maybe not attributing it with the last attribution model. If you do have any more questions, please contact us.